Good morning, America. Thanks for joining us here on the Andy Kirkendall Show, where Andy interviews actors, writers, filmmakers, athletes, musicians, songwriters, and more, and asks them, what do you do and why do you do it? So sit back, grab a cup of coffee, and enjoy the show.
Good morning and welcome to Morning Moments Remix. Today I'm going to remix an interview I did with Erik Estrada that was aired in December of 2021. With my remixes, I've gone ahead and take those previous interviews, added some editing to it, pictures and some different graphics with it, and just also give a little explanation of how the interview came about and things about the interviewer or the person. So a lot of people ask me, how did you get an Erik Estrada interview so early on when I started doing Morning Moments? Well, it was a God thing. I can't take any credit for it. Let me tell you. How it came about is that I interviewed a couple of guys named the Kersagas brothers, and great group of guys, and I interviewed them, and they were doing a Christmas concert in West Virginia, about 4 hours from where I live. And I said, hey, if I go to this Christmas concert that you're going to, Erik Estrada and Jennifer O'Neill will be there. Do you think they would do a Morning Moments with me? I could record them. And they go, oh yeah, come. And see, because Casagras Brothers, they do a lot of celebrity Christmas concerts or celebrity events where they get celebrities together, people come hear it, and they preach the gospel and they do singing and concerts, and there's a lot of fun events they've done through the years. So I went with my computer in hand, and sure enough, it was a Friday night event that I was invited to, and then the concert was Saturday. Before and after the concert, I interviewed Jennifer O'Neill, and then this interview, Erik Estrada. What a cool guy he was. It was so welcoming, and you'll see in the interview, and genuine. And I'm adding a piece to the interview as well, a little added surprise footage. It's not a video footage. It's actually pictures, because after the interview is over, so be sure to watch the interview right to the end, because you'll miss it if you don't watch it to the end. After the interview is over, I said, Mr. Estrada, Erik, could I pose with you? Could you have a picture and put me in handcuffs? He goes, here's what we're going to do. And he staged the whole thing. He had somebody hold my phone up and started hitting the camera, or hitting the camera, pop, 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 take one picture after another. And he staged it with it where it looked like he put handcuffs on it. It was a fun series of pictures. I went and put those pictures in a series, in one after another with my Morning Moments music. So at the end, you'll see those pictures of Erik Estrada, Ponch, putting me in handcuffs. Had a lot of fun with it. Hey, I hope you enjoy this remix. Please pass it on, and keep Erik in your prayers. And what do you do, and why do you do it?
Well, number one, I like people. I've always did. The first job I had, I was 5 years old. Me and my grandfather used to sell snow cones in Spanish Harlem, when I was a kid. So I was always exposed to people from a young age. And then I've always maintained a job after school from K to 12. And so I like people, but I like people even more that are, well, I like people that can relate to God, you know. I find it easy to be with them, to talk with them, to listen, you know. so I like the Kasaji brothers.
Yeah.
I know them for like 30 years, some
Yeah.
odd years. I know them parents and the whole thing. And at one point, years later, I made a promise to the mother that if the boys ever would call me to do anything for them, if I was available, I would be there. And, you know, I'm keeping that promise. They are really, really real. And they really walk with the man. You know, they walk the talk and that whole business. And also, I'm a big thing. I got a big thing for children because I was a child and I know what I missed in my life when I got older. I'm in my 70s now, and I got older and I realized the stuff that I didn't have that I wish I had had, you know, like the guidance of a father. So my role model was a police officer that my mother dated. That's why I have this infinity love for cops and law enforcement. And that's why I'm a deputy sheriff today in Frederick County, Virginia. Before that, I was 8 years in Bedford County, Virginia. And before that, I was 3 years in Muncie, Indiana as a patrolman. So I'm fulfilling my dream. I was going to be near a cop before I became an actor, but chasing a girl into a drama club thing. I got bit by the acting bug, and the police thing took a back seat for 40 years. But I got to play a police officer on television, which a lot of cops come to me and say, I'm a cop because I enjoyed the show, and I'm a motor today because of you, and da, 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 da. And so there you have it. It's like the circle. It's just beautiful. But I do what I do because it makes me happy and I like people. So it's easy to, you know, communicate, to relate, to help, you know. And when you do something good for someone you just met running through the airport or whatever for a moment, and they go, God, what a pleasure. That's a blessing. You know, that's a good vibe. That's good energy.
There are a lot of people out there that said, well, God can't love me. You don't know what I've done.
Oh, no.
What could you tell them about God's love and how God reaches no matter where you've been and what you've done?
I've realized that I've done stuff, you know, come on. And God forgives you. I mean, he doesn't take you from that. He takes you from what you want now and who you want to really be and who you really are. You may not even realize it, but he knows already. He's just waiting for you to tap it and say, yeah, here I am. You know, I am sorry, but here I am. Help me. Use me.
God's looking for our availability, not just our ability, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Right. And he will use you. He's used me a lot. And even still, I always say, come on, God, give me a sign, tap me on the shoulder so that I know, you know, but everybody thinks that way. He will use you if you ask him to use you. You know, he will help you and he will save you. And the things that you feel that you didn't have and you wish you had, and it would have helped you maybe get through life, maybe have the battles they took on in Hollywood. If I had a dad that I could go to and say, hey, food for thought, please. I got to fight about this contract with this. And he would give me food for thought. I didn't have that growing up. I had to learn like this. Yeah. And that's not the right way all the time, you know. This is for defense. It shouldn't be for you know, learning lessons, you know. So, but he'll use you, and he's using me, obviously. My first acting thing was a movie called The Cross and the Switchblade.
One of your best stuff.
I was 19, it was my first. And then since then, I've done some other faith-based movies like Virtuous, Uncommon, Finding Faith, about a case that we really had in Virginia about a girl taken off the internet. And so that's why I got involved, to educate children about the dangers of the internet. Yeah. Because these guys will groom you. Yes. And as you tell them, if you're on the internet and they ask you your age, and if you are underage and you give that age, if they don't sign off, it's just a matter of time before they cross the line on the internet.
Erik's got a heart for children, and I hope you've noticed that. God's got some great and wonderful things for him in the future, which with children. And I want my audience not only to keep an eye on all that foundation and things that he's going to be in the future, but when you think of Chips, when you think of police, when you think of Erik, I want you to take time and pray for him, because there's battles ahead for what he's doing. And I wish you'd pray that God would continue to bless and move him wherever he goes. Thank you for joining us today for Morning Moments.
Thank you.
Thank you. And thank you, and keep coming back.